There is ample evidence that mail order can be a way to riches, and Joe Karbo has carefully cultivated that image. Just as it says in his ad, his office is located in an oceanfront house in Sunset Beach. Karbo says he rarely comes here anymore. He likes being a lazy millionaire and would rather let his staff run the business on a day-to-day basis. As Karbo explains it, selling things by mail is the lazy way to riches because you can get started without much money. You don't have the hassles of running a store, and you set your own work schedule.
Beyond that, if you're selling something you believe in and have confidence in, and you're doing work you enjoy and are being remunerated for it, then I don't think you're really working. I think you're having some fun.
Karbo's been around. He spent decades in advertising and sales. He even sold cars on TV. He obviously can produce an ad that stirred up a lot of business. But why do his ads always skirt the subject and never specifically mention the mail order business?
Well, the book isn't entirely about mail order. I consider the most important part of the book, the first part of the book, which deals with what I call dynapsych. And people characterize it as a book about positive thinking. And my counter to that is, no, it's a book about positive action, because you can think positively all you like, and if you sit on your keister and don't take any action, nothing's going to happen to your life. And actually, it was that attitude, or that change of attitude for me, that brought me from failure to success.
Then why don't you emphasize the dynapsych more in the ads?
Well, basically because we don't emphasize anything. What we're talking about is a change and an opportunity.
The opportunity for Joe Karbo has led to a busy operation on Computer Lane, Huntington Beach. 42 people here process the mail orders, sometimes as many as 70,000 a week, he says. Karbo makes a point that he had made big money in the mail order business before he began selling the Lazy Riches book in 1973. But nowadays, Lazy Riches is the bulk of his business, as much as 90% according to his controller. In his ad, Karbo declares he doesn't need any more money, but he sure makes a lot of it, telling others to do the same thing he does. Most of his other products are also books or pamphlets, how-to guides, what Karbo calls opportunity items. Karbo says you too can create a similar business.
In your book on page 82, you give some examples of ideas that people could follow up for pamphlets or booklets. And some of the ideas for books are prospects for trade with Russia and China, brainwave control, biological rhythms, quasars and pulsars. Do you honestly believe the common man can write intelligently about subjects like that?
Well, the ones you've selected require education expertise. I suspect you pulled that out of a list of possible projects. I think almost anybody can form themselves and become an expert in an area that interests them.
Bottom line is this: reading The Lazy Man's Way to Riches does not automatically make you rich.
Some people have found a new outlook and a new life, and probably the majority of them have not, because they haven't been willing to take that extra step to implement it.
But Karbo did follow his own advice, and he had the talent and drive to make it work for himself. His business is evidence of that. Now he has time for other things, like acting and community theater. It's difficult because Karbo has begun limping noticeably in recent years. Doctors figure he may have multiple sclerosis, but he refuses to let that slow him down, especially when he has the chance to play a dirty old man in ancient Rome.
That's not what you want?
Does cross my mind.
I know one thing.
What is that?
Though you have my body, you shall never have my heart.
As a matter of fact, the theater is where Karbo headed as soon as we finished our interview. No matter what you think of his ads or his book, he's certainly come a long way since pitching jalopies on all-night TV shows.